enthusiastically by Aaron. Now I just want to talk about my mom as a mom. And I just hope someday that my children are as proud of me as I am of my mom. And as my mom's daughter, for better or worse, I don't remember a time when my mom wasn't being attacked. Massive disconnect between the person that I am so proud to call my mom, the person who has given me unconditional love and support, and who I have watched fight her heart out for families and children across our country, and the person that is being attacked, whether it's by Frank White or Donald Trump or anyone else. But my mom is tough, to answer your original question, but she does get really upset, as I would hope all of us do, by the things that Mr. Trump says about Americans who don't look like him. One, we know we need to be investing more in public schools again. Partly because our public schools should be able to provide the types of after-school programs that you're talking about. And something that my father did in the 1990s was to empower the Department of Education to invest directly in school districts that have a high percentage of Title I students and in schools that have a high percentage of Title I students. Title I is what enables a student who comes from a family, a low-income family, to get free or reduced lunch money. And it's the best kind of metric we have for the level of poverty in a school or a school district. That's really important to answer your question, because if we look across our country and see where school districts and schools have music programs, have arts programs, have after-school programs, it is entirely correlated to income. And because schools generally are locally funded, my mom thinks the federal government has a role to play in providing supplemental funding. It's also important so that schools can have things like school nurses and social workers. So it's about more kind of opportunity, but it's also about more support. The second thing that my mom thinks is really important is to have more direct federal investment alongside community colleges, and to encourage employers to invest in training programs with community colleges and even in high schools, so that we have more direct job training programs, and so that community colleges and high schools, where possible, are responding directly to what their area employers say they need. So that if area employers say we need more people who can be computer technicians, or we need more people who can be trained in advanced manufacturing, community colleges and maybe in some instances high schools can be responding to that, so that people know their investment of hard work is actually going to lead directly to a job.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming today.
Epidemic. As I mentioned, this is Opioid and Heroin Overdose Awareness Week, but arguably that should be every week in our country. I know that here in this county, it's one of the hardest hit areas across the state and really across the country. And this is public health and a moral crisis. And my mom thinks the federal government needs to do a few things quickly. One, invest in more prevention programs, particularly in partnership with high schools, with colleges, with big employers. Two, provide funding to clinics and to hospitals so that anyone and everyone who wants treatment can get treatment. Right now, I know in New York State where I live, many places have 6-month, 8-month waiting times. That's outrageous. Three, we need better training for nurses and doctors, nurse practitioners who are prescribing, so that people get the pain help they need, but if they don't need opioids, or helped in a different way. And finally, we need more diversion programs so that people aren't being put in prison and expected to recover, but non-violent offenders are put into treatment programs. So we have a lot of work to do, and we don't have any time to waste. To your first question about the economy, we have to have targeted federal investments to better connect community college and high schools with local employers, so that when jobs are available, people are being trained to take those jobs in communities. We need to bring advanced manufacturing to areas that have strong manufacturing FHA, to unions, to families, so that we can move forward together. Push back with a lot of respect. I don't think my mom has had violence at her rallies, unlike what we've seen happen at some of Mr. Trump rallies, since you talked about violence, where we've seen people be attacked for exercising their right to freedom of speech and protest, and I find that really troubling. That being said, I think your question is a really important one. I mean, we want our president to be a president for all Americans, and I know my mom is running for president to be a president for all Americans, and I believe strongly that what she wants to do to invest in our economy, to raise wages, to finally get to equal pay for equal work for women, also for Americans with disabilities, what she wants to do to invest in our public school system, to finally get to affordable college and graduate school, I think that will benefit our whole country. And so I would hope that that would gain people's support in this election, and I think that she will prove as president that she is president for all of us.